Hey friends, so in the last video we learned how to fetch a note by a particular ID. In this video we will learn how to update a note using a put request. So let's start by creating the endpoint first. So we will create an endpoint and it will be very similar to the get endpoint here, nodes, and then we will pass an ID. So we will pass the ID of the node that we want to update and then the new node as the body of the put request. So let's start by fetching the ID as we did in the get nodes by ID request. So we will say val ID call dot parameters, and we will get the ID here. Again, convert it to integer. If it's not an integer, then we will change it to -1, and then we'll say updated note. So we will get the note from the body here. So call dot receive, and similarly we will use the same note request that we created in a previous video. And so now we have the updated note as well, and then we will call db dot update method, tell that we want to update in the note entity, and this has a closure, and we will set the new note here. And then we will give it a condition, so to find the note, so it will be it.id equals to the ID that we are sending in our URL request here. So again, the update method, if you see, returns an int, which means the number of rows affected. So we will store it in a variable. We'll just call it rows affected. And very similar to the previous post request, we will check if rows affected equals to 1. Then we will say call dot respond, and we'll say http status code, not multi-status. Okay, and then we will send a node response here with success equals to true and data equals to node has been updated. And then we will just copy this one and do it here, and we will say bad request false and note failed to update. Right, so let's try running this. So now the server is running. We will open Postman. We will first fetch all the requests or all the nodes, and we will update the last one with ID number 12. So we will open our put request, enter ID number 12, and then updated test node. So let's create a request. So it says that node has been updated. So let's rerun this one, and you can see that the one that with the ID number 12 now says updated test node. So that's all for this video. I hope you understood how to update the nodes with Ktor in your database. In the next video, we will learn how to delete nodes. Thank you very much.